So this is part 2 of this message. The Cancer full moon during Capricorn season is bringing up all of our attachment wounds and where we are seeing within ourselves where we can reparent ourselves. How this and that can be true. Our parents could have been doing the best that they could with what they had, because for generations, everyone has been traumatized. But this and that can be true. And there are things that we can look at and we can say, this wasn't okay. This happened to me and this wasn't okay. This happened to me and then I had to hide how I felt about it. No matter what it was, 111 on the timer, we all felt that way. At least whoever is meant to hear this message, there are about 50% of people who had, shiny, happy, wonderful attachments, safe environments, and 50% of people who didn't, who had it in all different kinds of ways, whether it's silence, whether it's extreme yelling and chaos, whether it's, being physically scared, being emotionally scared, being mentally scared, whatever it is, it all hurts people and affects them in different ways. And these memories, these good memories, can be affected where, we remember, I think it's even we remember it's 70% more of our bad memories than our good memories. So when you have a lot of, really traumatic memories, it can be really hard to move forward and even face what it is that we truly want. Because we have to learn how to reparent ourselves. And a lot of this can just happen by trying to find some outer success while holding on in the inside and not working through these things until somehow it affects us later in life. Whether it's physically, mentally, some sort of subconscious self-sabotage patterns where it's just we don't believe we are capable or worthy of showing our true deep emotions, showing all that's beneath the surface, and still having people want to be there and work with us. And for people who are really highly sensitive, moving through life and dealing with the reactions of others, 333 on the clock, when you bring up what is happening, when you bring up what's changing, when you bring up that third energy in the room, the divine, Death and 2 of Cups. When you say what really needs to be said, in order to actually have true emotional intimacy and individuality and an equal give and take, you're showing up grounded and clear, but it can really become a threat to people because they know that this is going to change their lives forever. And all of what is hidden beneath the surface that causes the anxiety, it starts coming up. Now, that is a scary feeling. So, when people have that reaction, give some leeway, because we all have that sort of reaction, But it's about being able to look past these triggers. Because when we just push forward and try to have some sort of external validation and success and some security, it's a great way to move forward. But then when you're there, you've got to do the healing to actually find the truth. And sometimes that stability is required to find the truth, to look into the ethers, to look into what is not understood. But if we refuse to actually recreate these patterns, what we see and what we go after can look like the 10 of Cups, but it can end up being the 10 of Swords sometimes, because we have been trying so hard to temper it, to create it. Trying so hard, you see. Sometimes things cannot be saved. Sometimes things need to end. They can be reborn if the work is done. They can be reborn. So the crumbling structure, once it is starting to crumble and fall, the measures to keep it up, you can do things. You can spend a lot of time and energy trying to keep these towers from falling. What needs to change, you can try to keep it from that. You can say, okay, well, maybe we can just mask it, maybe a little bit. But an old system must completely dismantle itself so that it can realign to move forward. And this is the masculine and feminine energies, because we live in a world of distorted masculine and feminine energies. The answer for balance of these energies is within us, though. It's within the way that we view ourselves, because we have been taught to view ourselves in the wrong ways. And that can cause all sorts of mind fuckery in the brain, especially developing children's brains, because we are so susceptible in such a vulnerable place. So then we learn to hide that, to mask our true feelings, our true selves. But in that, we hide our true essence from even ourselves. And part of stepping forward in the world, not in the way that we were taught we will look and successful and be accepted, but in the way that we are truly drawn to, that sets our soul